live. So I have Tim and Aaron with me. I have the new logo. I'm in the center. So you guys have the old logo.
I'm in color. You're in black and white. So.
So there you go. we're the old black and white TV, and you're the new Technicolor.
High def.
Anyway, so here we are with DS Tech, and we are sharing a topic today called "What is an as-a-service model? How does it benefit you?" And well, we're just going to talk about it, right? But at the end, I will share with you how to get in touch with us to have your free security assessment done, and how to get in touch with us in general if you have questions. Drop your questions below the video. I would love it. I would love to see a question from you, because then it gives us other stuff to talk about.
Certainly.
So, Aaron, Tim, what is this? Okay, I got to tell you something. So I searched this, and all these AAS, SaaS, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There was a bunch of them. XaaS, FaaS. There's like letter AAS. It's all as a service, right?
Something like that. Nowadays.
Something like that.
Yeah. Think of just as a service as a rental, or you're paying a monthly fee for something rather than just paying the upfront cost. An explanation of this would be for me when I was trying to learn, like, say, photo editing and manipulation of video. The software to do that costs thousands of dollars, and you have to pay a lot of money for it. But now, as someone at home, what I can do is pay, say, $20 a month, and I could get the latest and greatest Photoshop with all the features that you would pay thousands of dollars for. I'm just paying per month for that, and then it's always updated for me, so I don't have that initial overhead cost of paying for all the software.
And then you don't have to pay for it again.
It's like
when
3 or 4
there's new
years,
features,
exactly.
right?
Then new features come out, you buy a whole nother version, like you buy, Microsoft Word 97, then 2000, then 2003, and you buy them in big chunks, and it would cost you hundreds of dollars for each user. Now they're doing it to where you pay, $5, $10 a month, kind of like your Netflix subscription. And now you get all that same features of the expensive software, and you're just paying a little bit per month. And it allows you to be more flexible. Like, you can ad hoc, usually in and out, and maybe at most like a year. Sometimes you have to stay with them for, and you're not stuck in it for a very, very long time.
There's a number of benefits too with that, because the platform then provides firmware updates. They provide new features, new functionalities. They provide all the support ongoing.
Yep, your security updates are happening too.
You're not stuck with an old version 3 years later, having to figure out what to do.
Oh,
we got 3 users that are on the new version, but then 3 people are still on the old one. There might be some issues going on between there.
I remember when customers would have their database. With a lot of customers had databases written in Access, and if they had the new version, and then they would open it and convert it, and then other people couldn't access it. So that was kind of crazy.
Well, and even a step above that too is with the migration of everything to the cloud. The software as a service, or these tools as a service in the cloud, have just opened up a whole nother avenue of productivity and effectiveness on a business level. So now our core business softwares are being presented to us as an ongoing service in the cloud space, and we don't have localized files. We can access them anywhere we want. They're very current. They're supported. We can go on a few examples here, and one that just jumps to my mind is our gateways, our firewall devices, and how often those things are updated and just evolving to stay current with our IT times.
Right.
A lot of times it makes an easier barrier to entry for a smaller business, where before you may not have been able to afford just $5,000 firewall and the best software for all of your staff. But now you can actually pay a smaller fee, have all the same features, and allow you to get into that and play around in that space.
And then we manage it. Would that be MaaS? Right? No?
Something like that.
Yeah. Just wondering.
There's an MSP joke in there somewhere.
Management as a service?
Yeah.
I don't know. When I'll tell you the honest truth, I had to Google some of this, because I was like, I don't know what all this is. I know what software as a service is because of Microsoft Office, but there's evidently a ton of
infrastructure as a service, platform as a service.
So what are those? I mean, what the heck?
Yeah.
What about HaaS? I saw that in here somewhere. hardware as a service?
So people, what they do is they buy lots of server infrastructure and different things, and they will basically sell portions of that out to people for short, monthly fees and things like that. So if I had a $100,000 server rack in my back room, I can sell portions of that off and let people rent out that part of that and use that hardware how they want. That's essentially what the cloud is. It's just giant, warehouses full of computers, and you're paying for a portion of that computer to use for your own purposes.
Interesting. So, okay, like in the world of like buildings and, it's like somebody owns this whole building, but different businesses rent out different offices like that.
Similar.
Kinda.
Yep.
You
Similar.
don't have to take care of the maintenance or anything because the
Lot of-
building owner does.
A lot of your fees you're paying for the as a service go into the maintenance and upkeep of that as well in the background too.
Interesting.
Very much so. Yeah. Have you heard of AAAS before?
Aaron as a service?
Aaron as a service.
Does he come with coffee? That's funny. So bottom line, what are the benefits of as a service?
The biggest thing is the cost. And again, the barrier to entry, you're not having to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars for expensive software, and you can actually play with the tools that the big companies are using as a smaller company, allowing you to actually get in there and compete. That's the biggest thing. I used to be of the old mentality too, where I like to have the physical discs. I like just to buy it once and say I own it and not have to worry about it anymore. But over time, I've realized the hindrances that puts you into where you have to manually be updating your stuff. Again, you run into compatibility issues by not being on the same version. If you have a company of say 20 employees and everyone's on the exact same software, it's going to work well with itself and it's always being updated. And that's what the as a service allows you to get versus where you have to manually go back and every couple of years buy the new software and make sure it's up to date.
Okay.
I think one of the benefits I personally derive most from it is it removes that mentality of break fix. I mean, if I'm in an agreement of software as a service and I've got some troubles or something is broken, well, that agreement would support that, and I would think that my troubles would be sort of remedied throughout that process, and I'm not relying on having to call support or having to purchase new equipment because that's all included. All those updates are included, all that support time and questions and answers I may have, it's all included too. So it makes it easy for me as an employee to do my job when that's included too.
Well, I can personally assess to one benefit is that I can literally work from anywhere and it's the same desktop. I can go home and plug in. It's the same because all the software is in the cloud or whatever and just log in and do my work.
Yep.
So I can work from anywhere and
Very
it's secure.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes. Because you have all that security
Very
in
much so.
place and that's all managed for you. Cool. I think we covered it.
Yeah. It branches into just out of the tech side too into other things like you have the music as a service or people use streaming services rather than buy CDs nowadays. Same thing with video games. You used to spend $60 a game and there's all these games. Now people have like Game Pass, so they pay like $100 a month and they get new games loaded so it's definitely a new thing that's taking hold in our culture and our society.
So I read in one of the articles when I Googled it, I printed off a bunch of stuff too, but Rolls-Royce has an as a service. I don't know what they do with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, you see like different vehicles like Tesla had this, where the different features you get unlocked by paying a higher tier. There was a news article, I think, where like BMW, I might have the brand wrong, but like BMW or one of these other vehicles, there was a little bit of an outcry from people because every single vehicle has, say, heated seats, but they weren't allowing heated seats unless you paid the subscription service to turn it on. So they are getting some
interesting.
It's going to create a little bit of feedback, I think, with customers and.
You know what else I saw in there? Appliances as a service.
Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting. On one hand, I'm thinking, it's a pain in the butt when your dryer fails.
If you want that tumble free, you got to pay the extra $10.
True. Or wrinkle free. Interesting.
Aren't they all connected nowadays though? Doesn't your refrigerator talk to your Amazon account and tell your
not mine yet.
What food you need to order?
Right.
Not mine yet. But I do have some lamps that are connected.
And then the drones bring it over and
a TV.
Yeah.
Interesting. What a world we live in. It's kind of exciting and interesting all at the same time. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for describing that to our audience. Drop your questions and free security assessment at just email security@dstech.net. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. I forgot to say that in the beginning because I do send out updates and tips, all kinds of productivity tips and stuff. So we'll see you next time. Make it a great day.